Where are you comin' from, Loamy Carter, so early over the snow? And what's them pretties you got in your hand? And where are you aimin' to go? Step in, honey, old Christmas mornin'. I ain't got nothin' much. Maybe a bite of sweetness and cornbread, a little ham meat and such. But come in, honey. Sally Ann Barton's hungerin' after your face. Wait till I light my candle up. Sit down. There's your old place. Now where you been so early this mornin'? Graveyard, Sally Ann. Up by the trace in the Salt Lick meadows, where Talby kilt my man. Talby ain't to home this mornin'. I can't scratch up a light. Dampness gets on the heads of the matches, but I'll blow up the embers bright. Needin' trouble, I won't be stoppin', goin' a long ways still. You didn't see nothin', Loamy Carter, up on the graveyard hill? What should I see there, Sally Ann Barton? Well, sperrits do walk last night. There were an elder bush a-bloomin' while the moon still gives some light. Yes, elder bushes, they bloom old Christmas, and critters kneel down in their straw. Anything else up in the graveyard? One thing more I saw. I saw my man with his head all bleeding where Talby's shot went through. What did he say? He stooped and kissed me. What did he say to you? Said, Lord Jesus, forgive your Talby. But he told me another word. He said it soft when he stooped and kissed me. That were the last I heard. Talby ain't to home this mornin'. I know that, Sally Ann, for I kilt him comin' down through the meadow where Talby kilt my man. I met him upon the meadow trace when the moon were fainting fast, and I had my dead man's rifle gun and kilt him as he come past. But I heard 2 shots. 'Twas his was second. He shot me 'fore he died. You'll find us at daybreak, Sally Ann Barton. I'm layin' there, dead at his side. I hope you enjoyed the reading of that wonderful old poem. Old Christmas Morning is the name of it, and it was written by Roy Helton. He lived from 1885 to 1977. I was not familiar with the poem until several years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, someone sent it to me and said they thought that I would like it. It was probably after I had written about Old Christmas on the blog, my blog, Blind Pig and the Acorn. Well, they were right. I just loved it. I love a good story. I love a good ghost story. So it really kind of sneaks up on you, the ending does. A lot of people have told me that when they were in high school, maybe even elementary school, they had to memorize that poem. Back in the days when schools required you to memorize different poems and then you would recite them before the class. Granny knows, not that one, but Granny knows several poems like that from her days of being in school. Ones that she was required to recite, and all those years later she can still remember. I love this one because of the language, of course the story, all those things that really make it a good Appalachian poem. I'm not necessarily sure that that's what he intended it to be, but I believe it is. I've done a little bit of research about Helton, and I believe that he was really fascinated with the southern area of Appalachia. So I'm thinking that that's what he was thinking about when he wrote it. I also love it because it's really reminiscent of the ballads. If you've ever heard any Appalachian ballads, now there's murder ballads, there's child ballads, they call them, which are really heart-rending sad. The murder ones are horrific and scary and terrible, but still, if you grew up hearing them, you kind of have a appreciation for them, maybe that don't quite make sense to other people. But that's what this poem reminds me of. It has all those same elements of the wonderful ballads that are known throughout Appalachia. My family has never celebrated Old Christmas. I didn't even know Old Christmas was a thing until I started writing for the Blind Pig and the Acorn. If your family does, please leave a comment and share with us the traditions that you observe on Old Christmas. If you were someone that recited poems in school, required, by your teacher, please share that with us. Another memory I come across often was that people said their mother or their grandmother or their aunt or something like that would recite Old Christmas morning every year during the holidays on Old Christmas or around Christmas, and that they really enjoyed it. So maybe you have that memory. If you do, please share that with us as well. And as always, I hope you'll continue to drop back by often as I celebrate Appalachia.